Top Split on Le Mans Ultimate is supposed to be a lobby of the fastest and cleanest drivers on the sim. However, in this race I took part in, it was far from it. Welcome to Fuji and Split 1 in the LMGT3 Fix series, albeit in the early hours of European mornings. That isn't gonna stop us though from having an eventful race as we go through our best lap of qualifying. So we just rounded turn 1 there. It was a good turn 1. We basically matched our turn 1 from our previous best. Now this is turn 3. This corner is called 100R. You have to modulate the throttle and the brakes quite a lot here. As you can see, we still match our sector 1 from our previous lap. We're gonna clatter the curb on the left hand side of turn 4. That will give us a good exit, and finally we see green on our delta. Now this will be also our last lap of qualifying. We are currently P3 behind the two other Fords, making a Ford 1, 2, 3. Now through the chicane, we gain a lot of time there. We had a really good chicane into sector 3 now. This is a very tricky set of corners. You basically have to wait and be patient for the car to rotate and so you can get on the throttle, but our penultimate corner, our exit was very good. Now for the final corner, we have dropped to P4 in the standings as well. BMW has gone ahead of us on the leaderboard, but not a bad exit. We still lost a few milliseconds on the exit. That is gonna be a theme you will see throughout this video. I'm not gonna be very good at that final corner, but we're P6 right now in the standings. Across the line, we're gonna cross the line for a 41.4, which will be good enough for P3. So Micaro Veloce leads the Ford 1, 2, 3 with a 41 flat ahead of Matteo De Salvo and myself. Now qualifying is done and it's time for the race. As I said before, there is a Ford 1, 2, 3. I chose this Ford for this week at Fuji because I'm just seeing it topping every leaderboards, and every frontrunner seemingly in top splits is using this car. We're gonna wait for the green flags to wave, which it does now. We kind of fell behind a bit on the start. We're kind of sleeping on how close we were able to stay to Micaro Veloce up front, but the Mustang acceleration is carrying us towards the front. We'll brake early. You can see a Porsche in our mirror steaming behind us. We get tagged. The Porsche gets tagged as well and gets spun around 180 degrees. That was a very chaotic turn 1, but we still made it out there in P4. We only lost one position, as you can see in the replay. The Porsche runs into the back of us, and then the Ferrari runs into the back of the orange Porsche. The Ferrari seemingly just missed his braking point or something, but as you can see on board with the Porsche, the Ferrari cutting the corner there actually, and then yeah, the Porsche just gets swallowed up by the rest of the grid. He eventually gets going again, but also gets passed by the BMW, who did start from the pit lane. Very rocky start for Artem Yuryevsky in the Porsche. We're gonna go back on board with us in P4. Lourdes Jimenez is right behind us, and Luke Wanzink right in front of us in the BMW, but he gets a really bad run through turn 3. That is gonna give Lourdes Jimenez in behind the Porsche encouragement to stand it up our inside, which he does. He is slightly ahead of us, but hopefully the acceleration of this Mustang is gonna help us here power back ahead of the Porsche. And in front we can see Mustangs are having a civil war there as the Salvo takes out Veloce and the Porsche takes us out, and we are into the wall. Veloce spins on the grass as he tries to recover back onto the track, but what happened there, we can see on board of the Porsche in behind us. There's chaos up ahead and we have to avoid it, and the Porsche just gets caught lacking because of our sudden movement there. On board with Veloce, looking behind, there's the Salvo missing his braking point and sending Veloce spinning and giving him damage probably, and as he spins on the grass, there we go, we are there in the background in the wall trying to reverse out of the Goodyear sponsored barriers. But we are now in P18 with Micaro Veloce in P17. It is a horrible start for us four drivers. Us two front runners are now at the very back of the grid. Now we're gonna try to chase down the pack and hopefully recover to at least maybe a top 5 position, because seemingly we have the pace to do exactly that. So lap 1 done and lap 2 begins. There's some battling up ahead of Veloce and I, as you can see. Oh, and the BMW spins, exiting out of turn 2. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but there's his name on the top left on the leaderboard. So we are up 1 position, P17, and Veloce in P16. Fast forwarding a bit to later on in the lap, we're rounding the penultimate corner. There's a lot of battling happening at front. There are yellow flags on our dash, and there's a huge pileup on the final corner. That makes us have a good run out of it, as the rest of the drivers had to avoid having a collision with everyone else. But now we have a slipstream opportunity behind Veloce as he battles Inmo in the green BMW. We're gonna get a run on Veloce, but instead we're gonna give him bump draft so he can easily overtake the BMW, and we're gonna lift off early and let them battle it out. The BMW has to go wide, so that gives us the inside line as he gets a little bit twitchy on the exit of the corner. Unfortunately, we can't make the move stick and follow Veloce through. We fake it on the inside of turn 2, but we don't. He doesn't fall for it. Let's look at a replay of what happened in the last corner. There we go. There's another Mustang Civil War as the BMW and Aston Martin are caught out of it. The number 77 actually caused this entire accident, went off the track and then rejoined and immediately sent it on the number 88 Mustang, and that caught everyone else behind off guard as he now tries to rejoin. Here's a good view of what happened to the Aston Martin. He just had no time to react there, really. The BMW in front of him had to stop immediately, and eventually the BMW got spun around there, so very unfortunate for him. Now as we cut to the live track cam, there's us in the white Mustang right behind Inmo, and now we send it up the inside on him. Veloce as well also got ahead of the Lexus with, I believe this is an IMSA livery. So now we're gonna be the ones who will try to catch him and get ahead of him. Remember, catching is one thing, but overtaking is another. Now it is lap 5 of the race, and unfortunately we couldn't really catch to the Lexus, and hopefully we're gonna see something happen here, and something does happen. Mikaro Veloce gets sent off by Mirivsky in the Porsche, and now the Lexus is gonna have a run. Veloce runs wide, and that will give us room for encouragement on the inside of the Lexus as we go through the sweeping right-hander of 100R. Veloce gets a really bad exit, and we're gonna make it 3 wide down the middle. The Lexus of Saran gets ahead, and he's the big winner of that. The big loser of that little battle is Mikaro Veloce, who drops 2 places, and now there's another Mustang. I believe that is Franz Meyer in behind us as well. We defend the inside. The Lexus thinks we're gonna go down the inside, but no, we're in reality just defending from Mikaro Veloce. But now we lead this charge to go back up the field, to carve back up the field. We're behind the Lexus now, and there's more chaos in front. The Porsche goes wide. The Mustang of Farrell, he spins and he makes contact with us. We now have side damage, but now we're gonna go down the inside of the Lexus. We're gonna get in on the aggression here. We make contact with Lexus on exit, but since we made that dive on the final corner right before this huge long straight, our run is gonna be compromised, our speed is gonna be compromised, and there goes Mikaro Veloce. He's gonna go down the inside again. The Lexus tucks back in, but he's gonna go make it 3 wide. Franz Meyer will now make it 4 wide. This is insane, this spectacle. Now we're gonna lift off though and let these guys battle. The Lexus has to go wide, and we get the switch back, and we get in front of the Lexus finally after like 3 to 4 laps. The Mustangs here working together, sort of. We probably don't really mean to, but we kind of are. We get a bad run through there as Franz Meyer and Mikaro Veloce are battling side by side through 100R. Hopefully this battle doesn't slow us down enough to fall into the clutches of the Lexus, but Franz Meyer gets a really bad exit. He's kind of twitchy there, his rear end snapping as the 2 forwards make contact. We're gonna have a run on Franz Meyer. He tries to shut the door on us, but it doesn't deter us from sending it down the inside very late in the brakes, almost hitting Mikaro Veloce there into the chicane, but we make the move stick on Franz Meyer. So after all this time, Mikaro Veloce and I are still, or cannot be separated on track. Now though, a couple corners after, you can see in our mirrors Franz Meyer has a huge slipstream and he's gonna swerve to the inside to try and make the move. I don't defend because if he wants to lead this battle and chase the rest of the pack, then I will let him do it because he seems very eager to do that. As we go through 100R, we can see though Franz Meyer making some mistakes. This could cost us some time, and as you can see on the leaderboard, Mikaro Veloce is pulling ahead. Franz Meyer is not helping us with his mistakes. The Lexus is also right there ready to pounce in case anything happens. We're gonna get a slipstream of Franz Meyer, but obviously we can't really make a move here. We're gonna have to think about long game, maybe into turn 1, but we run a little bit wide into chicane and on throttle. Oh man, we get tagged by Lexus on throttle again. The same thing that happened with the Porsche earlier, and for good measure we spin on the grass and have to wait for everyone to go past. As we can see on the replay on the track cam, we go a little bit wide. The Lexus misjudges his front end. There's a little bit of net code there, which is rare for LMU, but oh man, that is so unlucky. Now we're gonna see yellow flags, so this can't get any worse for us, but it is gonna get worse for us. There is a Mustang of Farrell spinning back onto the track, doing a little pirouette, and that gives us suspension damage on our right front. Oh man, we really can't get a rub of the green in this race. It is so unfortunate. We have 4 pieces of damage: our front bumper, our rear bumper, our right suspension, and our right side of the car is all damaged with yellow on our dash there, on our HUD. But as we go to lap 10, we're almost on the penultimate lap here. Farrell goes wide, so on the very corner where he spun at, and he's gonna defend the inside, but he outbrakes himself a whole bunch. That gives us the run going on to the main straight. This is a battle for P15. What a fall from grace from us. Now we're gonna get the sweet side draft, and we should be pulling ahead before the next lap, or just after the next lap, and that should be the move done. I don't think Muhammad Farrell will fight this one, and yes, he doesn't. However, now we're gonna cut to the front end. This is the last lap. We can see in the Ferrari is Osel Burgers, and in the orange Porsche is Artem Miryevsky. But Miryevsky makes a huge mistake. He loses the rear and lets the Ferrari of Burgers through. Now the Porsche will try to send it down the inside of the final corner. Burgers shuts the door, but oh, he also gets a huge snap of oversteer. Now Miryevsky gets through, but the Ferrari tries to intentionally wreck him into the barriers. He's not happy with his move there. The Lexus also behind, but now we're on board with the Porsche. With the Ferrari, they cross the line. The Porsche gets ahead of the Ferrari, and then the Ferrari murders the Porsche. Luckily for the Porsche driver, Artem Miryevsky, they did cross the line with about a 1/10 gap, so he narrowly escaped the threats of the Ferrari. But for us, it is going to be a very unfortunate P15 finish. We couldn't get the BMW in P14, unfortunately, but yeah, that was a crazy race. Definitely the most eventful 20 minutes I've had on this sim so far.